let's enter other income. Now, this other income section is really just to give you the ability to enter in revenue that we haven't accounted for. Think about it. Up until now, when you look at all these other categories prior to this, equipment, labor, fixed overhead, the variable overheads, that's accounted for everything. And really those, in terms of revenue, labor, as you entered that, you entered in the billable hours that were there. And so we actually are bringing in revenue there. Billable hours times your labor rate is revenue coming in. We've got materials plus markup. So we've got revenue coming in there. And we've got subcontractors plus their markup. We've got revenue coming in there. Other income just gives you the ability to enter other income that we haven't accounted for in one of those other items. And so, again, when we initially come to other income, the page will be empty. We're simply going to add new entry up here by clicking on Add Other Income on the top right corner. So let's go ahead and do that. So this could be used for example, something like diagnostic fees. In our rates, we haven't accounted for that at this point. And so diagnostic fees could be a good example. It could be some companies have, maybe they'll rent out a part of their shop or their buildings, right? So they've got revenue coming in there. It could be something like that. It could be the sale of a large piece of equipment. We've got revenue coming in for this year. So that's where we would use this section. So we'll start out here right at the top. We'll enter in what is it. In my particular case, I'm going to say it's diagnostic revenue, right? So I'm going to enter that in. When is it coming in? Again, I can enter this revenue at any point. If, for example, rent coming in, that's where monthly would make sense because it's the same amount every single month. In my case, I'm entering in the diagnostic revenue, so that's tied directly to service calls that the guys are making. So I'm going to tie this directly to my direct labor. Again, the more billable hours there are in a given month, the more of this diagnostic revenue will be coming in over the course of the month. So next, what is the annual income? So if I'm doing it as direct labor, then it's going to be an annual amount, not a monthly or quarterly or anything like that. And so again, sometimes the companies will say, well, I don't know exactly what it is. It's easy to figure out diagnostic revenue and come fairly close. Now, if you don't break it apart in your financials today, roughly in a typical week, how many service calls will your guys run? Right? If the typical guy is going to run 5 calls a day times 5 days a week, that's 25 calls per week per service guy. And if you've got 3 service guys, that's 25 calls per guy times 3 guys, 75 total calls a week. If your diagnostic fee or diagnostic rate is $69 a month, we're simply going to take the $69 a month times your 75 calls each week to come up with that diagnostic revenue per week, and then just multiply that times 47, 48 weeks. Keep in mind, they've got a week off for Christmas or for the paid holidays, and we've got probably 2 weeks of vacation and maybe sick time in there already. So again, whether it's 47, 48 weeks, we come up with that total annual dollar amount. In our particular case, we're saying that we're going to bring in $75,000 in diagnostic revenue. Right, that's what's going to come in. So we enter it in. Again, we can see the total number of billed hours here. It's automatically spreading that additional revenue coming in for our company by the individual month there. Comments section, just like with the others. Again, you can enter anything in here. You don't have to. It's purely optional. I'm going to scroll down on my menu bar on the right-hand side so I can get my last couple of items. Allocation method. Again, I can choose any of the allocation methods that we have, whether it's based on where my people are allocated, where just my direct labor is allocated, where the equipment is allocated, what percentage of sales is coming from each department, or my building square footage, right? So it could be any one of those particular areas. In my case, I'm going to say manual because this is 100% service. Whoops, 100%. Once that's there, then we can go ahead and accept this entry by clicking on the accept in the lower right-hand corner. That entry will now get our success window, and it shows up now in our list, so I can see that it's diagnostic revenue. We're spreading it based on labor hours. The amount was $75,000 per year. That also gives us, again, the annual amount of $75,000. And on our 3 action icons, anytime you see those 3 dots, there's more that you can do there. And so if I simply click on those 3 dots, I can see I've got the ability to edit that entry. Maybe the dollar amount was higher, maybe it was lower. I can change that. I can go in and I can delete that particular entry, or I can duplicate it by hitting copy, give it a new name, and edit the new entry if I wanted to do so. So those are the 3 items that are there. If you have any questions at all regarding entering other income, feel free to give us a call here at Grandy & Associates.